Today, more than ever, the need for private education, particularly Christian education for children, is becoming a prominent issue for many parents regardless of their religious affiliation. Daily, children are bombarded with immorality, sexuality, apathy towards God and family. They lack the history about our country as well as the most important fact being America and the land of Zion were established by God. The demise of the education system has left children without a proper education, which includes fundamental learning skills necessary for life as an adult. As society experiences drastic changes due to the constant push by school boards, several of the Independence area private Christian schools have closed, while others have discontinued providing upper-level education for middle school and high school students. Left without alternatives, parents have felt as if they are being forced to re-enter their children into the public education system, although doing so could ultimately change the path of their entire lives. Experiencing an open society in public schools where young adolescents are exposed to transgenderism, sexual confusion, preferred pronouns, hate towards country and various races, parents are finding this new education system is against their beliefs and designed to divide families. The establishment of Common Core education specifically targets interaction between parent and child, ensuring communication is almost non-existent since after-school homework as well as parental input and supervision is highly discouraged by societal educators. These elements do not lead to productive, well-rounded adults who can ultimately contribute to their communities in a positive way. The impact the current public education system has had on families due to the lack of high-caliber education has been devastating as children are no longer able to interact with each other in person. The shift towards total isolation through social distancing and remote learning through online communication systems has shown to increase the suicide rate among the young and lowering of verbal, motor, and most cognitive skills.
I believe that there's only two answers to the problems that the world has today. One is belief in God, and the other is the education of our children for a better way of life.
Since 1991, the Centerplace Restoration School, known as CPRS, has been providing top-quality education to children of all ages in Independence, Missouri. Throughout history, a private Christian education has proven to have a remarkably positive impact on children and their families using a high standard of educational curriculum as well as a strong grounding in core values set forth in the restored gospel. Whether a family identifies as Christian or as part of the restored gospel congregations in Independence, everyone benefits when there is a private Christian school in their area. More and more people are seeking out Christian education because they are well aware not only will their child receive excellent instruction guiding them to learn fundamental reading, writing, and arithmetic, they also learn science, real history, and life skills which benefit them for everyday living. Although some may dispute the basics of Christian principles, such as traditional gender roles, it is difficult to argue with the results of children growing up in such an environment as they are not confused about who they are able to set reachable goals, and achieve advanced levels of education. Children who start early with Christian education become respectful adults able to problem solve, which is a very valuable asset in those seeking a career in management regardless of the industry. Colleges and universities recruit graduates from Christian schools as they are easier to communicate with, showing an improved ability to understand more complex concepts requiring focused concentration. These same children tend to gravitate towards careers in the same area they were raised as they need to be near their extended families, friends, and church, which are important to them. In turn, these same students become community leaders, establishing policies with Christian principles as their core values. These create better communities to raise children in a cycle that perpetuates Zionic living. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." The most important asset we have is our children.
Actually, our mission statement is twofold, and that is the first one is to help the students develop a relationship or further the relationship with Christ, and the second one is to prepare them academically for whatever they're going to do beyond the school after their high school career here. So you can't put all of that together in a public school environment, and that's what's of interest to us, obviously. It's the entire experience that you have here.
As you may be aware, providing private Christian education is a large financial undertaking, and many parents who want to send their children to Centerplace Restoration School are not able to afford tuition for even one child. In addition to tuition expenses, maintaining current facilities, meeting the needs of academic excellence using state-of-the-art technology, as well as future construction for expansion, create an ongoing need for funding. The Centerplace Education Foundation established a trust fund to provide long-term support for the school through the Endowment Fund. By contributing to the trust, donors are able to see their investment continue rather than deplete by direct use. CPRS holds their own fundraising events throughout the year which help with short-term operational needs. However, teacher salaries, acquisition of properties for expansion, and scholarships are a huge burden for the school. Raising large sums of money is very time-consuming and tedious for the students who should be focused on studying.
Some of the people that graduate from the school with their wonderful degrees that they get here go on to college and get degrees in college, then would be able to financially be able to come back and teach the school, lead the school, do whatever at the school and be paid a living wage. And that's really the goal of the foundation at this point, is to grow.
We are seeing a huge increase in expenses since just last year. Families who once could afford to send their children to CPRS are feeling a financial burden due to economic pressures imposed by the government. The results have the potential to threaten the ability for students to receive a Zionic education directly affecting the community.
The foundation's role is to gather assets, trust assets, wills, donations from saints and people that aren't of our denomination, so that we could grow our foundation and support the school at a much higher degree than we are today, and be able to provide support for the leadership, the administrators, the teachers, so that when our kids graduate from here and go on to college and want to come back and teach, they'd be able to come back to CPRS and grow the school. That's my vision of CPRS and the foundation.
With your generosity through the Endowment Fund, a continued legacy gifted to the Centerplace Education Foundation ensures more families are able to afford to send their children to CPRS. No child is ever turned away due to lack of tuition. Instead, we provide scholarships to those in need, ensuring all students are able to have the best education possible. The foundation invests donor gifts in high-quality instruments to include common stocks, corporate and government bonds, and Security Exchange Commission registered mutual funds. Professional money managers help to make investments, which gives the school a 5% annual distribution.
When you consider $335,000 that has come from the foundation to the school, has helped significantly.
Those who have wanted to support CPRS have used the foundation as a way to ensure their generous gift lasts indefinitely. Endowments of cash, securities, and real or other property continue to generate funds for specific needs of the school. Because of the long-term nature of the endowment, only the earned interest is used to assist CPRS in meeting its educational mission to provide quality academic achievement combined with religious instruction in a Zionic setting, preparing youth for kingdom building.
I believe that the school bridges all denominations.
Within the secure financial framework, our children and grandchildren can experience learning in a Christian environment and be given the precious gift of knowledge because of your generosity. Won't you be a partner of the foundation today and be an angel to a child?